Hello and welcome to the show, which is supported by Mediaproxy. A company and indeed a guest not new to KitPlus TV is Cinegy, who have been leaders in software on-premise solutions for many years and is continually developing its product line.
Absolutely. So here to talk to us about the latest developments they're working on today is Lewis Kirkaldie, Head of Product Management for Cinegy. Hi Lewis, welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's great to be back.
So Lewis, good to see you. Now, in light of major international shows not going ahead largely last year, how have Cinegy adapted to being able to shout about Cinegy Air and Multiviewer and generally engage with your customers over the last year or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting time. It's been too long since we got a chance to meet with people in person again. We put quite a lot of effort last year, particularly once we knew that NAB wasn't going to go ahead, and then also when we knew that IBC didn't make it. We put quite a lot of effort into doing stuff like you're doing here, and I'm doing with you guys, which is web-centric stuff. So, yeah, we had a 4-hour live stream technical conference. So we used to do them physically in person, and we actually did our first virtual edition. And that was pretty hard work because we ran that as live with me. I was downstairs genuinely taking questions and doing it for real in what felt like a telethon. But it gave people the opportunity to actually genuinely engage. We did exactly like this, and we'd have people in live, and we throw in live tweets and things at them. So we did that, and that actually we had quite a lot of people have viewed those videos. It's been very, very positive. And again, when we didn't make it at IBC, we did a shorter version for partners, just kind of giving them a bit more. Hi, we didn't see you in Amsterdam, but what that does mean is, coming into 2022 now, we've actually created quite a lot of hours of content on the Cinegy YouTube channel. And then, of course, we went back and we went and chopped things back up. So that 4-hour monster got chopped into lumps. And we actually, a human, genuinely translated everything into Russian on subtitling files. And we've done the same for the update and chaptered things and so on. So, yeah, to try and make up for not seeing people, we've done this whole thing where we're able to connect into customers that way. Of course, it does feel like a little bit of a one-way conversation. So we are looking forwards to the whole trade show thing picking up again.
Brilliant. So Simon mentioned Cinegy Air, for example, Multiviewer, other new products, and it does, beg the question: what is new at Cinegy at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about being a software provider is that there isn't actually any kind of particular big bang moment where we have to kind of line up factory lines and ship things across the Pacific. We're able to and have increasingly shifted more and more to a continuous delivery model. So during 2021, we had 2 major releases of Cinegy Air. We're transitioning to kind of a long-term support and a latest features build approach as well, which makes it easier for customers to say, well, actually, I want to chase the bleeding edge. I need new features. I need new things, and they'll take that version. Or customers that are saying, actually, this is working and this is deployed. I want to leave this in place for a few years. So we've been making those kind of changes, and of course, as it is software, we're able to kind of continuously enhance things. So we've added new performance options to Cinegy Air, all new cloud integration for telemetry. The same with Multiviewer. We've rolled that out across everything. And as I'm sure you and a lot of your viewers know, things like NDI and SRT continue to be critically important in this day and age. So what's great is we've got a good set of things, and then we can just keep polishing and improving and just bringing it all up so that where customers have got their SLAs and they keep rolling things out, they keep secure, they keep up to date, they keep on the latest versions of all the integrations. So there isn't some big new, hey, look, we've made like a Cybertruck edition of Cinegy Air, but there's just continued improvement throughout the stack.
So running applications as a cloud-based service is what a lot of people are aiming towards these days. What are Cinegy doing in that space to basically enable your users to port their software technology to run as a cloud-based service?
Yeah, I mean, cloud is one of those things. As a company, we've been building things on virtual platforms, and by being a software provider since forever, the transition to virtual has been quite seamless for us. And my boss Jan has been pushing for this for 12 years. So, our first phase of cloud operations was making ourselves available inside things like the AWS and Azure marketplaces. So we've had customers now running for getting on half a decade cloud-based workloads where they own the account, own the deployment, manage that infrastructure themselves, but using our software up there, and it's all licensed and managed through that. What we've been looking at doing in the last year, and we're transitioning to do as our big push in 2022, and we talked a little bit about in our events last year, is to introduce what we call Cinegy Cloud. And for us, that's a combination of all the things that people mean when they say cloud. So to some people, you say cloud, it can mean recurring monthly subscription, it can mean running in virtual environments, it can mean running with things hosted for you so you don't have to do so much. So and you would often have to push people to say, well, when you say cloud, what do you mean? Do you mean internet connected? Do you mean a different payment model? What do you mean by this? So for us, Cinegy Cloud is the culmination of all of these elements where we actually have most of these parts already working with things like that marketplace offering inside the cloud providers' environments, and things like software stacks that can deploy onto systems. We're pulling them all together to begin to roll out cautiously and as an evolution, a kind of interconnected extension of the cloud, and to give people the option to just bring a credit card and a laptop on a Wi-Fi connection is the dream goal. So, people no longer have to think about, if they don't want to, deploying storage on site, deploying servers on site, configuring firewalls to allow access to that stuff on site, and instead being able to defer somewhere between almost none to all of that to Cinegy. So we have plenty of customers, especially in broadcast, that are rightfully and understandably paranoid, saying, I want my broadcast kit under my control, on my premise, connected on my cables, on my equipment. And then you have people all the other way, perhaps people doing pop-up things or short-term things, that are saying, okay, well, actually, I don't want to have anything other than my laptop and a credit card. And so, we're working now to service people on that kind of laptop and a credit card side that traditionally we haven't really had a solution for. And as we build out these two ends, what you actually also then end up with is a really rich section in the middle where you can say to customers, well, you might want to stay on premise, but actually we can put all sorts of telemetry and remote controlling and remote access augmentation on top of your platform if you don't want to transition all the way across. And there's going to be a lot of people that would not want to go all the way across. And similarly, we can have people that would start perhaps entirely hosted, and we would then be able to offer them the ability to say, well, cool, you've got all your assets registered in the Cinegy Cloud, they're inside the public cloud provider we're using to back that off, but you might have some regulatory requirements, or you might have some healthy paranoia that says you don't want that to all just be stuck there. So actually, how can when a customer gets some experience, maybe some more revenue, they can think, okay, well, actually, let's start putting some components on premise. So they could maybe pull the playout server on premise and cache 24 hours ahead, so that even if there's a problem in the public cloud, it carries on working. Or they could actually have a continuous stream of assets that field reporters are using through the cloud, but it just syncs onto on-premise. So we've been looking at a lot of these worlds where, like, actually, how can you be, on the left-hand side with all the on-premise stuff, on the right-hand side with all of the, the hybrid hosted model, and actually, where can we add real richness in the middle? And for broadcasters with massively important SLAs, how can we actually have that whole system gracefully degrade? So that, if you have, as happens, public cloud outages, the major providers have problems, you can carry on operating. It just means maybe home workers are no longer able to actually contribute while the public cloud is broken and while everyone's off Twitter and Facebook. But your broadcast carries on. So I think we've seen a lot of stuff in 2021 where people understand, like, anyone that says the public cloud will never go off is proven wrong by history. So you have to kind of plan for failure. And so we've been working on a lot of these technologies. We've been working on a lot of very low-level technical innovation that actually can meet my requirement, which is I want to be able to break out that unmanaged laptop I just bought from the Apple store, open it up and log in and have an undegraded experience while I'm connected to the cloud. I want it to feel as good as if I was on Wi-Fi in the office. And I think during 2022, as we previewed in some of our videos, we're going to be able to actually do some really good stuff in that space and give people some really good experiences. So, as you could probably guess, I could talk about this for hours, but this whole problem space that goes just beyond that one marketing term, cloud. It's a really interesting area to go to, and it's certainly given me some fun things to work on in the office here.
Yeah, I hope this question is something you'll have a positive answer to. I really don't know, but this sort of synergy, this vision of the future that you've got of using the cloud, and you were talking about that middle area, that middle ground, has this also opened up your products to new markets? Is there parallel markets interested now?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen customers well outside the broadcast domain. We've seen a very popular international courier using us for internal marketing communication stuff. We've got customers. I always forget who we're allowed to name, so I verge on paranoia. We've got major medical customers that use us again for similar things. But it's absolutely, we tend to address our broadcast customers. It's where we as employees of Cinegy come from ourselves. Yes. So they're the people we think of first. But 100% one of my goals of doing this is if I can remove a lot of the complexity that maybe isn't a showstopper or isn't too intimidating to a customer that understands how to rig cameras and wire up storage arrays. That's an easier entry point for us with our kind of solution than someone that's just working in a marketing company or inside a house of worship or scouting organization. And so those are the people that I think by giving them an easier on-ramp with less technical requirement, I think that will hopefully for us open up those markets much more in a way that we don't need to change our products or change what our products can do. But I think the problem lies in being able to communicate with those people and onboard them without them having to take a sudden course in what on earth RAID 5 is.
Yeah. Just before we finish, Lewis, Cinegy are renowned at IBC and other shows for having a slogan of the show, SDI is dead, is obviously one that most people know about. Put you on the spot now. What do you think your slogan for 2022 will be?
Cloud schmaud. If in doubt, go for some strange rhyming thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like software-defined television was really. I liked that one when that one came along, and we did that one first years ago. I think it was the next one after SDI Must Die. I'm not sure. Jan's always the guy that cooks these things up. I'm not the man for that. That's why you get Cloud Schmaud with me. He's the guy that comes up with these catchy things. So,
well, let's hope he agrees with Cloud Schmaud and we see it at the next show.
It's just because I'm so jaded. I've spent 10 years, 12 years where everyone's been like, "Oh, cloud, it's got to be the cloud," and obviously I come from a technical background, so I'm like, I need more specifics than that. That's just a word that someone got to stick on distributed computing, and So I do. It's incredibly important to us as a company, but at the same time, like that label just kills me. Cloud. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll delve into that deeper in another video sometime, another interview. Thank you very much for coming in, Lewis. Thanks, and do check out Cinegy.com for all the latest solutions and those webinars, of course, which you mentioned. Possibly YouTube might be the best place for that. Thanks to Mediaproxy for their support of KitPlus TV, and thanks for watching. See you next time.